Okay, so these are the 5 methods companies use in the global marketplace, or at least the 5 I could find. Number 1, exporting, and that is the selling of produced goods or services to other countries. An example of this would be how the U.S. exports corn to other countries, just due to how fertile our soil is in the Midwest for that crop. And a pro would be increased revenue, but that could also vary since you have the prices of transportation of the said goods, which transportation, it's always a variable. It's for the most part predictable, but not always. And for number 2, I have e-commerce. This is the process of either buying or selling goods and services online. Some examples could be like Amazon, Etsy, Craigslist, just things that involve shopping online, buying and selling, stuff like that. And some pros and cons. A pro would be the lack of foot traffic, since it's all online, which is great for businesses, or certain businesses, not all businesses. And by that, I mean if it's not a business that thrives online, like, say, Amazon, then you'd be lacking that personal relationship you could have with your customer, which would further their loyalty. Number 3, joint ventures. Joint ventures are the collaborations businesses can do by pooling resources and enhance abilities to navigate the local markets. Some examples: Disney and Pixar. They've been at it since the 80s. And it's kind of like they aren't together, but they have like a mutual agreement per se. And they both benefit, but if one falters, the other one falters as well, so to speak. So it's kind of like, well, I suppose it's just like any other partnership, actually. Never mind. And then for my 4th one, I have licensing, and that allows foreign firms to use a company's brand for a fee. A good example would be how companies grant licenses for fast food restaurants to use trademarked characters, like, say, man, I don't know why I'm remembering, like, Ice Age, but, like, back in the day when Ice Age first came out, how you'd have all those Ice Age toys in McDonald's. That's a good example of licensing, because they had to go through that in order for them to be able to sell those toys, because they are trademarked characters. And I think that was Pixar that made Ice Age, so Pixar granted McDonald's a license that allowed them to sell their toys, basically. And some pros of licensing would be it does save a lot of money and time by avoiding costs of manufacturing and marketing. However, it could also lead to a loss of control over a brand's reputation. Like, say, another example, like with restaurants, you have Disney. Say a new Disney movie comes out and the toys they have, or just however they're promoting it in these restaurants, you can tell it's cheap, you can tell it's not great. That could make their reputation begin to go down. And for my last one, I have franchising, which is franchising is giving rights to operate under a company for the sake of expansion. So, kind of like McDonald's. So, places like McDonald's that all operate the same way in accordance to the franchisor. So, say if you were a franchisee to McDonald's, you would follow this business formula that's already been implemented, like down to the T. You wouldn't be allowed to branch out, essentially. And a pro would be like what I just said. It's a business plan that's proven to be effective for the most part. And then a con would be, I also said that a franchisee isn't really going to be able to get super creative since they signed a contract for everything, for like McDonald's or something like that. Just any example, like a franchise, just McDonald's, Burger King, anything in like that realm. And I believe that's 5, I think. So yeah, those are my 5 methods.